Hello.
Hello, we're live.
Hi.
Waiting for people to join. Why don't you
Tell people on
tell people on yours?
Hey everyone. We are going live on Steven's Instagram right now for Satur-TAY special.
Woo-hoo.
So go follow at Steven Glosser to
Yes.
listen in on coffee quarantine coffee.
Taylor's getting them over on mine.
All right, we'll see.
We got some viewers. Hello, Mom and Dad, Jason Brostrom,
Let's see. How do I upload
Janelle
this?
Cross, Ryan. We got lots of people joining in.
Should I tag your name in it? You think?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you do it for me?
We're just getting Taylor's peeps over here. We didn't want to have like the split screen. So, how's everybody doing? You guys doing good?
I have bad eyes. I'm gonna have to like look close at the people that are coming in.
It's okay. I can do it too.
Okay.
All right.
Share. Perfect.
Share.
Now
There we
if
go.
any of my people want to watch.
I think your mom texted you asking how to get in there. So, who else do we got? Ryan, Andy. Hi, Andy. Allie, Megan, Tatenda, Bryce, Cole. What up, Cole? Miss you, buddy. Sarah. This is good. David, my brother's in.
Oh
Wow.
man.
Well,
All it took was me coming on
I
to
know,
make
seriously.
people watch.
so I've been doing quarantine coffee with friends every day this week. I think this is day 7. I started last Sunday. Taylor, what is your favorite AO1 employee whose name starts with C?
Cole
Nice.
Davis.
That
There's
was
2
easy.
Coles.
There are 2.
So, Cole Davis.
Cole Shabrinsky, I hope you're not watching this.
Sorry, buddy.
Your mom just commented Jesus. I don't know why.
Mom, what does
Amen.
that mean?
Amen.
Yes.
But yeah, so we've been doing quarantine coffee. I've just been having conversation with friends. Taylor and we decided let's do it. So we're actually going to do every Saturday is Satur-TAY special. And so every Saturday you can come and hang out with the 2 of us. It's going to be great.
And most likely Summit
We got
as
Summit.
well.
Kinsley's napping. That would be a disaster. If we had
Nothing would get
Kinsley.
done.
So yeah, we're going to be doing this every Saturday. Today we're just going to be answering some questions, having a conversation. You guys can ask any questions that you want as well. But we have some ideas for upcoming weeks. We're going to play the Newlywed Game with some friends. We're going to do a little duo action and get another couple on here and ask some fun questions. Might play some games with people, whatever. We don't know where this is going to go, but we're just glad that you have joined us. So, Taylor, why don't you give us an update? Most people hear me talking every day, so what is the quarantine life like for you? For quick reference, we're on day 15 of kind of our self-quarantine. New Jersey is about a week into like a shutdown, a statewide shutdown. So kind of everybody's doing it, but Taylor, how has it been for you?
It's been good. So before this meme came out, I had said this to Steven, and I go, okay, so they're calling my everyday life a quarantine now? Like, that's where we're at. I'm like, oh, okay, because, I mean, being a stay-at-home mom, and especially now with a toddler and a newborn, I just don't leave, because that is too much work by myself. And 2, with where we live, like, everything is so far away that I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay home. So I literally quarantine myself by choice. I don't leave.
But it's a little next level now. Like
yeah, it's next level for sure.
In the last 15 days, I have left the house twice.
And I've like loved it. Okay, so I mean, there's definitely parts that I'm really missing, like the social interaction with other people and being able to like hang out with other people, like that. I'm like super excited to get back into normal and like be able to go to church and see like friends and stuff like that. But other than that, like, I've kind of loved it because it's felt like an endless weekend for me, because Steven's been home and working from home, so it's like he can like pop in and out, and like I make lunch for everyone, he comes out and eats lunch with us and then goes back into the office and works.
I've always wanted my own personal chef.
Yes, hello, that's just me. So quarantine has been not so bad. It's been pretty normal.
I know, it's kind of been like...
Yeah. The only disappointment, I shouldn't say the only disappointment, but a big disappointment was we were supposed to be back in North Dakota.
Yes.
And I was planning on staying for like close to 3 weeks.
It was, yeah. Not charging.
Okay, we had to
Oh my goodness.
we're having some
Technical difficulties, everybody. Hang with us. Hang with us. I gotta figure this out. You keep talking.
I'll keep talking. But yeah, so that's a big disappointment, that we're not able to come home. So that's been a bummer. I honestly kind of forgot what I was talking about.
You were going home.
I was going home. We were going to be home for a long time, and now we're not, which is really a big bummer because my dad hasn't met Summit, Steven's family hasn't met Summit, and so now the next time we're going to be back in North Dakota, Minnesota isn't until this summer. And so it's kind of sad.
Very
Summit
sad.
will be 4.5 months old. He will not be an infant. He'll be a baby.
But here he is as a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sprawled right now. He's comfy. Also, if you can see, this is second kid problems right here. Being that he has a sister and he is a boy, he's wearing pink heart socks because
You gotta do what you gotta do.
His feet gotta stay warm, so he won't know.
You'll never know. Yeah, so one of the things that we're going to do on Saturdays is Taylor's going to share a few things. One of them is recent parenting stories. We're going to call it Shenanigans for Shenana Kinsley. So some shenanigans. What are some of the recent shenanigans going on?
Okay, so this one happened yesterday, and it made me laugh out loud. So I went in to get Kinsley from her nap, and I didn't look at the monitor or anything before I went in to get her. And so I walk in the door, and she's standing up, and she had managed to take off her clothes. And as soon as I walk in the door, she just goes, holding her clothes, goes, uh-oh. And I just thought it was hilarious, and that's a shenanigan. I actually am gonna start, I think,
Yes.
a hashtag or something. I have to.
Nursing naughties.
I'm gonna call them nursing naughties. So while I am nursing and feeding, feeding Summit, I gotta write down the naughty things that Kinsley does because she sees it as her opportunity to be extra naughty. And so some of the things that she's done is I have found her, she got into some hummus from the fridge and smeared that on our couches. And so that was fun.
Why do you, as new parents, why do you buy things? Anything.
Nice things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. I don't know. Oh, well. I said once, we're out of, even the spit up phase a little bit too. We're going to do a deep cleaning of our couches. But then the next day, it's probably going to get spilled on, by me.
Yeah.
Why are we blaming the babies? I definitely spill on our couches.
There's multiple people at fault.
Yes. I won't point fingers, but actually it's mainly me.
What are some other nursing naughties?
Nursing naughties. There's one. I look over and we have a little hole in our wall here where I can see into the kitchen. And
my mom just commented, her dad's someone's ear is bent.
Oh, thank you, Larry.
There we go. We don't want that to stay permanently. Thank you very much.
But anyways, I look over into the kitchen and I see Kinsley. Well, actually, what I hear is big gulps. I'm like, what is she drinking? And I look over and she got into my McDonald's Coke and was just taking big old swigs of that. And so got that one. And that was right before her nap. So I'm like, she better not have a sugar buzz and not sleep. Another one, she dumped a whole bag of Doritos on our couch, crumpled that. And so since that, it's just been some continual naughty behavior while I'm nursing Summit. So I'm going to start something, and we got to write it down. They're funny.
I know.
It's good memes.
Yeah. And that's, if you haven't seen it, we've been doing, we kind of took a break, but we're trying to make these little videos, little family videos. They're 5-7 minutes, and there's little highlights of what's going on. And so we like to try to, especially since we moved out to New Jersey and we're away from family, we like to make some videos and things that our families and friends can keep up with us. And hopefully this is another one of those things that people can do. So
it'll be fun.
It's exciting. Taylor, why don't you just kind of tell, maybe some people don't know, but how did we meet? What was our kind of story? I gotta go, so I don't know why, but I gotta go find a new plug-in because my phone's gonna die. So
underneath the couch, there's a plug-in thing,
Perfect.
a wall outlet.
Perfect. You share a little bit, and I'll get this figured out.
Yeah, so we met through the college ministry Chi Alpha. Steven went to NDSU and I went to MSUM, but we actually officially met through an event that we used to do called H-Joy, which is an improv comedy night that we would put on twice a year, so once each semester. And so we met, it was my freshman year of college, Steven's senior year, I think. So we just met at fall retreat doing the H-Joy thing, and it works, I promise. I used it yesterday on my phone.
We got this super glued
That was
iPhone.
your dad that did that.
Nice. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Larry. Shout out. But yeah, so we met through that at fall retreat. I just remember, so Steven was told by someone, by Ashley Ham, actually. She was my small group leader my freshman year. She told Steven, hey, there's this girl that's actually pretty funny. You should ask her to be on H-Joy. And I was, super reluctant to that. I'm no. I don't want to, make a bad, impression of myself. I'm a freshman. I got a ways to go. Before we got, set up and stuff, Summit was having a heyday, so that's where we're a little... Disheveled, but that is, life of a parent, I suppose. But I remember I was I don't want to do it because, I'm a freshman, and, what if, my only reputation is, the girl who did H-Joy that, wasn't funny at all. And so I was really scared to do it, but it actually ended up being great because it's how I met my husband.
And she was, the queen of the funny faces and the voices.
I'm not, that's, my humor isn't, the things that I say, aren't really funny. I think it's, how I say it and, how I say it with my face. Because,
you have lots of accents.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, one time, we were just starting dating, and didn't a guy ask you on a date, and you turned him down in a British accent?
Yeah, I just panicked, and I didn't know what to do. I was actually, I already have a boyfriend. And then I ran away. Literally ran. And...
I'm glad I didn't get that treatment. Our first date was actually at Tutti Frutti on my birthday. Because
he's cheap and goes, I'll buy yours because mine is free. And I'm hey, frugal. I like it.
Well, I was frugal, but I felt it was somewhat smooth.
No, it was.
I remember it was I'll get yours because mine's free.
Mm-hmm. How thoughtful.
How
you
thoughtful.
would buy mine?
Yeah, of course I would.
So nice.
Oh, man. But yeah, we've got a lot of questions today. I think that's the main thing we're going to do today. We're going to answer some of the questions that people have shared with us, and if you have any more, we'll try to spot them if they come on the bottom.
My eyes are so bad. I wish I could see what people are reacting.
I'll be able to tackle.
Are people enjoying this?
I think people are enjoying it. If they're not, it doesn't really matter. We're doing it for us. We're having a conversation.
We're having fun. Cheers. If I have
Where's your coffee? It's right over. Do you want it?
I don't want to put it over his face. That's why when I drink it, I do it over here.
That makes sense.
I want to protect him.
I'm cheating again. I have Coke.
I took all the coffee.
And I've had a lot.
Yeah.
Today. Parenting. But, okay, we got some questions. We're going to start with some questions. The first one we've got, is there any chance that you would live on a hobby farm with goats?
Valerie, I knew it before I even saw that. Is there still... Honestly, I probably would, but I've realized that I don't think that's my calling. I think it was a dream that I thought would be fitting for me, but goats would attract bugs, and I have this really weird bad all of a sudden
maybe flies, but yeah,
fear of bugs, and so I feel goats would attract bugs. So probably not, but I still love goats, and I think they're hilarious and cute. So
it's funny. Taylor's always had this dream of having a hobby farm with goats and chickens and all these things, and it's that's cool. And my grandpa had a farm. I've always loved the farm. I wanted to be a cowboy for a good chunk of my childhood years.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. But I think got a taste of what that would look like. And so we live kind of in the country,
And
barely.
we totally could have.
Our next door neighbors used to have goats.
Yeah.
They don't anymore. But Taylor, we have these little stink bugs. They're not very big.
No, they're
Taylor,
pretty nasty.
Taylor like can't handle it. She just can't handle it. Like she'll scream. When Valerie was here, we were listening to worship music, and it was like,
okay, it was like,
I'm gonna see a victory,
and all of a sudden I'm like going to reach for my deodorant because I was showering, and there was a stink bug on my deodorant stick, and I was like singing along like, I'm gonna see a victory, and I literally
we thought she was just getting into it.
And then I
Worship
yelled out,
got
I
real.
go, that was not a victory scream. There is no victory up here right now. And Steven didn't even have to know that there was. He just knew there was a bug, so he came up.
She's called me to come home from.
I have not.
You've called me while I was at work.
Yeah, I didn't like. I
Like
knew
half-heartedly
you weren't
with the
gonna come.
expectation.
Yeah, I more so said like, come rescue me, stink bugs everywhere. And then when I see them, I just can't relax. And then okay, I don't know.
My dad asked if you can milk a goat.
I don't want to try. Can you? No, I don't think you can. Can you?
I mean,
We don't know.
yeah. Goats are just males.
Yeah.
So, no. Can't.
Useless
Right? I don't even
nipples.
know. I don't
Those
even know.
goats with their
Goats
useless
aren't just-
nipples.
Goats aren't. I don't know.
But I don't remember what I was saying. I get sidetracked. But anyways.
Bugs.
Oh. I don't know if this is anyone else out there, but when I get startled or scared, all of a sudden, like, I get so flush that I become itchy. Like, honestly, like, my armpits start itching, and I just get, like, sweaty. And so that happens so many times in the day because we see so many bugs out here. And then now the centipedes are being born, and when I get to heaven, that will be a question that I ask God, like, why,
What's with
God?
the centipedes?
Why do you have to put so many legs on them? Like, 4 legs I can handle, still don't love, but like a million?
They're like, yeah, they're pretty big out here.
And literally,
Taylor
like,
hasn't gone in our basement.
I'm too afraid. We have a basket of laundry that I'm kind of like, Steven, can you bring that down? I'm too scared now. I hate centipedes with a passion. I hate bugs. Anyways, so
That was
no,
the goat
Valerie.
question.
Hey,
Goats.
welcome
Do we
to my
walk
life.
up? Yeah. I don't think she can handle the country life the way that she thinks she can. But that's
No.
okay.
Mm-mm.
I love having a big yard. It's wonderful.
It's nice.
It's great. All right, we got another one. Allie Crow, what's your favorite emoji?
Oh man. Well, I don't really know if I have like a favorite. But my most used is obviously like laughing crying face.
Yeah.
But also I love the one where it's like the smile with the little sweat mark up in the thing because it's kind of like that's like when I send it, it's kind of like that's how I picture when I send that emoji.
I send the knuckle, like the pound it.
Pound
one a
it,
lot.
yeah.
That's kind of one of mine.
Also praise
The cry
hands.
face,
Praise hands. I do that for all things.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably those.
Those are some more favorites. Here's a little bit more serious one. What's one of your favorite parts of motherhood?
There's a lot of great things to motherhood. I think my favorite part right now is with Kinsley, just like watching her like learn new things, and like she's in such a like discovery phase where everything is ooh. She like
boy.
oh boy. She like sees things and it just gets really excited about it. And so I think like fostering like that and getting to see her discover things is like awesome. Like I literally could sit, and especially since he's been born, she's kind of been like forced into like having to learn how to just like play by herself and like not rely on me to like sit with her for everything, because like if I need to help him or if I need to feed him, like she like needs to, you know, figure it out. She needs to go play. And so I have like loved watching her just like pick up new skills and like discovering new things. That's honestly right now my favorite, I think.
Well, I think too, like there's the obvious for fatherhood and motherhood of just like the snuggles, like in the routines, because Kinsley and I, you know, at nighttime we've always just had kind of the same routine. We read books, we pray, we sing, and then we just snuggle for a little while, and I love that. But now one of the things that I've loved is as she's now kind of learning, she tests our limits a lot and our boundaries, but at the same time we also have like little win moments where she does listen and she does
And
do
you
what she...
celebrate those times
Yeah.
when they do it.
And so now that she's like learning those types of things and she's responding to those things.
Yeah.
And also she's talking more, which makes it so much fun.
Yeah,
when
it's
she
pretty
says
cute.
things and we understand what she says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Olivia asked what our Enneagram numbers are.
Okay.
Enneagram is like a personality test thing.
I like.
We're not super into it.
No, but I'm fascinated by it, and I've always loved personality tests and stuff, and so I was like, all right, I'll take it. But I'm a number 9.
Which is like the peace.
The peace, like kind of like
the peaceful
chill.
sloth.
Literally, my animal's a sloth. Honestly, kind of. Well, I don't know if I should say this because I'm not like. This isn't like across all 9s, but like for me, like honestly, I can be pretty lazy, and like I'm good to just be like, meh. But that's not like the best word to use.
Yeah.
But sloths are just kind of slow moving. Like I'm kind of just like, I'm good, go with the flow.
And that's really good for me because I'm kind of like I always gotta go. I can rest and I can like be a sloth too.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, if they're still watching, they're like, yeah, you can. But my natural setting is like to go.
Yeah, because he's an 8.
I'm an 8, which is like the challenger, and that's definitely my personality. Is I'm not afraid to have hard questions or like ask hard questions, have hard conversations, call somebody out, even if I probably shouldn't in that moment. But
so I feel like, there's been times where like he challenges me, and like my like natural response to like a hard question is, or like something is just kind of to shut down or be like, I don't know, whatever, like whatever you think, or I just get kind of like very quiet and just like very passive. So
right,
yeah,
that's one of the,
but it's good, like we've helped each other.
Yeah, one of the coolest things that God has done in our lives and in our marriage is one, just the balance of the two of us, and God put us together and to help each other, and to obviously one of the goals of marriage is to be presented to Christ as holy and blameless, and that's one of my callings as a husband. But yeah, so there's like that level of challenging, but also doing so with grace, and I obviously want the best for Taylor, but I also need to like love her where she is, and
kind of push me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, and Taylor needs to pull the reins sometimes and be like, let it go.
Whoa.
It's not a big deal. So,
yes.
Yeah. What did Laidback versus lazy? My mom said, or dad. I don't know who's.
That's good. That's a good way to say it, Larry.
Yeah, that's true.
Good job.
Because you're not lazy.
No.
You get things done. Especially
if I have to.
She has something called go mode, where especially before we had kids, it drove me nuts because she would just go from like kind of laid back to like, Steven, I need to do this. Help me with this.
It was like, and I would like put headphones in, and I would just like get stuff done.
Which was great. Which
was good because it was like very rare that the go mode would come. And so like Steven was like, I hate go mode, but I love it at the same time because all of a sudden our house is like a mess, and then once go mode happens, it's like spotless, and like I'm cleaning like air vents. Like, okay, I'm cleaning everything.
Yeah, we haven't done that recently.
No. Oh.
Yeah, at all. That's okay. All right, we got some more. All right.
It looks like you're like
covering. Oh,
I know, but he's fine.
He's fine. I need to lean into to read the.
Yeah, no,
the
you're
things.
good. You're good.
Okay. Any embarrassing mom moments from Danielle? Any embarrassing mom moments? You kind of said, like the nursing naughties.
Yeah, so that's like kind of embarrassing, but not.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing, like, especially right now, and just since we've been out here, like I'm really not leaving the house a whole lot. So even if there was something embarrassing, like no one's seeing it. And it also takes a lot for me to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot.
This is kind of not really, but for the churchgoers out there, if your church, like, puts the child number on the screen, like, there's, like, that small amount of panic. You're like, oh, where those parents at?
Oh, it's like
that kids are having a meltdown. And our church right now is going through construction, so you can literally hear the nursery. And so all of our friends know Kinsleys' loud, high-pitched scream. And so there's definitely been times where we're sitting in service and we're like,
waiting for our number to be called.
We're like,
are they going to be able to calm her down?
That's us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Winning ticket number, Andy said. Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
That's a way to look at it. A little bit more of a positive way. Ashley's on. She said, hey girl.
Hey, girl.
Okay, another question. Oh, I have an embarrassing dad moment though. A lot of people know this, but when Kinsley was pretty little, she was crawling, and I watched her on Fridays back at home because Taylor worked, or back in North Dakota, and I went to get coffee, and then I turned around and heard like thump, 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 and she fell down our stairs. But we've never had baby gates, and she's always been very careful and good with stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're welcome.
You're welcome. But yeah,
Exactly.
I was like, well, that's not on my watch, so.
Yeah, that was my bad. Oh, this is a great one. How is Kinsley like each of you?
I think, well, for sure, she looks like me.
Yeah, she's definitely
she's my
mini-Tay.
mini-me, which
is a good thing.
Yeah, I
right?
love it. Oh man, I had a picture, like, because Kinsley like tore apart our dresser or our toy bin, and there's like a picture of me at 4 months old, and it looks identical. I just thought, I wish I wouldn't have put it away. I could have put it up to the screen. But yeah, she looks just like me when we were babies, and so there's that one. And then I think she's pretty mischievous.
Yeah.
And a little naughty at times. And that was definitely how I was. I know, like, my parents said I was pretty tough.
My parents always said that I was
very chill.
Like a good little boy.
Yeah. So, and
Still
I
am a
kind
good
of,
little boy.
yes. But I was a handful, and so she gets that from me. Great. We knew it was coming too.
Yeah.
Any bad
kinda,
trait was gonna be me.
That's not true. Not the bad trait, but we kind of knew, like, but at the same time, we always prayed that over. Not that she'd be mischievous, but I think, like, the mischievous kids,
kind of
when it's used for the glory of God, make the biggest difference, because they're the risk takers. They're the ones that are willing to, like, push the envelope. I'm genuinely a safer person, and so I've had to just really lean into being stretched to take a risk that might come back to hurt me, if it, and so I oftentimes operated like my max is my max, and I think mischievous people go beyond what they should because God carries them out. So I think that's what we pray over Kinsley all the time. But also for me, there's a few areas I would say, like her tidiness. So I'm very selectively tidy. My parents probably just died laughing. If they were drinking, they spit it out. Like, he's not tidy at all. But, like, when it comes to certain things, like the way my books are organized, the way my clothes are hung in my closet, when they're hung in the closet, other things like that. Yeah. There's other things. But Kinsley, she is so good about putting her toys away. Everything has its place. Like, she put her little spoons back in their container for her toy kitchen.
And then little ice cubes that come in the toy kitchen, like, literally, she put them back where they're supposed to go, closed it, walked away, on to the next
the brooms have a place, the blocks have a place, her music set has a place. Yeah. So she's very good about that kind of stuff.
Don't get it from me.
So that's one thing. And then she's also very outgoing. Strangers, I've always said strangers are what friends are made of. And Kinsley has that same, like, we haven't reached a stranger danger point yet, where it's just kind of like, hi, like, everybody loves her because we walk through a grocery store or at the park, and everybody that passes us, it's hi.
Yeah, there was one time I was at a restaurant, and I was just waiting outside with Kinsley because the wait was getting along inside and she was going crazy, so I was just kind of walking outside with her, and there was a lady with a dog, and Kinsley loves dogs, so she goes up and literally starts, like, backing into this stranger to sit on her lap because we're all crouched down, and I'm just like, Kinsley, like, just pet the dog, but the lady was nice, and
like,
whatever.
3 weeks ago, we were outside and we met one of our neighbors, like 2 houses down, and we talked to them for a while. It was awesome. They actually invited us into their house for dinner, which was incredible, and we made friends with them. Super nice. But Kinsley was, like, sitting in the other mom's lap, and the other mom was like,
She's like, wow, like, she
I don't sit in strangers' laps, but I like to talk to strangers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good. But
then there's the both qualities, definitely, like, personality, goofiness.
Yeah, outgoing, sure. Just kind of. Yeah. She makes us laugh. That's for sure.
All right. My dad asked, Steven, what are your best memories growing up? Wow. I have a lot of great memories growing up. vacations, we did a lot of road trips as a family. I remember we flew to Florida and I flew to Arkansas for a baseball tournament, but everywhere else we drove. And so we went to Seattle twice. We went to the Black Hills 422 times, I think. I love the Black Hills though, so that's a good thing. Most people are like, oh, the Black Hills are kind of dirty. And for me, I'm like, no, they're not. The Black Hills are where memories happen and dreams come true. And so the road trips, I bet you guys, my parents probably have different memories of those because my brother and I probably fought the whole way. But for me, they're positive, amazing memories. One of the biggest things is Medora. If you're from North Dakota, it's another one of those things that's super average. But for me, like, I would dream of Medora. Like, in the winter, if it was snowing, my grandma tells a story when they were babysitting us, and I was on the couch, and I wanted to go to Dora because it was snowing, and it was always sunny and always nice in Medora. And then also, I had a great group of friends in my neighborhood, and we would just ride our bikes from house to house, and we'd go to the gas station, we'd go bike by the river, we'd go everywhere, and I remember that, and I miss that. So those are some of my favorite memories. Another one, my parents asked, did Kinsley really bite off her favorite pasty, or did you just trick her into cutting it off? Or do your trick of cutting it off? She actually bit it.
Like, we were not, like, we knew it was like...
We were not prepared.
We knew, like, eventually we should take this pacifier away because she's so obsessed with it. But it got to the point where it was like, no, this is, like, a safety issue because she could choke on this if she keeps, like, biting it off. So that's a whole nother story in itself. But, oh, man, she loves that pasty, and it's been a little rough without it. And...
We're getting by, though. The first night, though, she literally...
it was terrifying.
Was banging her head on her crib, which... Okay,
so I guess is, like, developmentally normal, but she's never done that before. But I called...
It's a little scary.
I called my good friend, Deb, who was, like, my go-to on that kind of stuff, and I called her bawling. Like, I'm so freaked out. Like, what do we do? Like, is this normal? And she's like, it's the most terrifying thing ever. My son did it. But it's normal, and it's just, like, their way of coping with, like, their feeling, a new thing, their feelings, their emotions. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, she's gonna, like, literally have a concussion.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna wake up and she was gonna have, like, bruises. Blood on her pillow or something.
I, like, literally sprinted. I heard, like, banging, and I looked at the monitor. She's just bang, bang, and I, like, dropped everything. I ran in there. I'm like, what do I do? So it's been a little interesting now without this pacifier, but she's doing really good during the day. We're slowly weaning her at night because it was too big of a adjustment. It was just too much too soon.
Yeah, but yeah, we
that to say.
She did bite it, and then we did cut it.
Next.
Okay, here's a good one. Who was or is the most influential person in your life?
I've had, like, a lot of just amazing people. I shouldn't say I have a lot of amazing people in my life. I think probably the most influential is my mom, just hands down. Like, she's taught me a lot and is, like, so wise, and she's, you know, she's hard on me. Like, she was really hard on me because she loved me so much, but I think through that, like, I'm who I am today because of, like, her intense love and just, yeah. So I think her, and, like, now when it's, like, she's definitely, like, my mom, but we're in a different, like, season of life. Like we have our family, but, right. You know, like, there's so many things that I'm like, I want to be like my mom because she's the most generous, like, wise. Like, she's the total package. But, yeah. Like, I don't know. Definitely my mom. I love her. Yeah, I love my dad, too. He's amazing and wise and patient. But I think just, like, as a daughter, it's like my mom.
I think, yeah, we're both very blessed with, like, awesome parents. And so for me, like, both my parents have always been my heroes. But as a boy, I think, like, my dad, you know, and why am I getting emotional? Why did that happen?
Oh, wow.
I wasn't expecting that. But my dad has always been somebody that goes after the down and out and is very compassionate towards those that maybe don't have the most friends or don't have the things. And so some of my favorite memories are picking up some kids that went to youth group that didn't have a ride, and my dad would pick them up. And did he put them in the back of the truck even when it snowed? Sure, but he would buy he would buy them, and he would buy a lot of kids like snacks and drinks at the cafe. And I don't know, that's always stuck with me, and that's always kind of been something that's in my heart too. Is I want to be compassionate towards everybody, but the people especially that don't have, you know, a lot of, you know, the normal people in their corner and whatever else. So yeah,
that's good.
Both of them. And then we've both been blessed with so many amazing people. Pastor Brad Lewis has obviously been one of the most influential people in my life. I worked for him for 6 years. He's been a mentor, a friend. Dave Liedall, Nate Liedall, Steve Pavick, you know, the list could go on and on of incredible people that have made a deep impact on my life, for sure. You and Taylor are wonderful parents, thanks. What is the most rewarding and most challenging?
Oh, did that scare you?
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, I startled him.
Does he disagree?
Yeah.
We're good parents, right?
Right? Affirm me.
Most rewarding and most challenging part of parenthood?
Challenging, I think, is just knowing, like, are you doing the right thing? Or, like, am I disciplining them the right way? Or am I think that's been the biggest challenge of, like, you just kind of doubt yourself a lot. And, like, is this what we're supposed to do? Like, I love, like, ooh, I love being, like, told what to do. Like, just give me, like, instructions, like, a manual, like, how to handle every situation. But that's obviously not the case. And so I think the biggest, like, challenge for me has been just, like, yeah, just believing, like, what we're doing is, like, what we're supposed to be doing, I think.
Right.
What about you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's those things. And that's something we've really been praying through, and is, like, there's so many books and great resources and friends, but ultimately, like, we need the Holy Spirit to help us parent our kids. And that's been kind of the biggest thing that we've been leaning into and learning, is just praying through those things and praying, like, how do we respond to this situation? But yeah, I think rewarding, well, one is just, like, I don't know, the love that Kinsley can show us, and that we can see it and feel it, and we have little, you know, routines, and lately, now the Pasty thing has happened, this doesn't happen, but normally, when I'd put her to bed, I would always turn off the light, and as I was leaving the room, she would always lean her wrist back, and she wanted to give me knuckles. And so every night for the last 4 months, I've given her knuckles before bed, or however many months. So there's lots of those rewarding things. Okay, we'll do a couple more quick ones, and we're gonna get to some more of these another time. But what is the legacy you want to leave for Kinsley and Summit?
I mean, to answer it shortly, I feel like I want them
Want me to hold him?
He's working out some turds.
Yeah, I cry too.
He's just kind of gassy, and so here, buddy. I think, yeah, at the end of the day, like, I want them to just know how much, like, mom and dad love them and are there for them no matter, you know, where they're at, what they've done, but also just the legacy of, like, we showed them Jesus as best as we could on a daily basis. Like, I think, yeah, what do you...
Oh, I agree. I mean, I want my first legacy to be, like, unconditional love, and, you know, not that we're her best friends when they grow, but that regardless of what paths their lives ever lead them on, that we were always there in their corner, loving and supporting them, and then pointing them to Jesus. But also, I think for us too, it's that our lives made an eternal impact. Like, we just always want our lives to be kingdom focused, whatever it is vocationally that we're doing, but just that our genuine, like, house, our everyday life would would be leading people towards Jesus, and that would be a trickle-down effect, that they would desire the same things for their lives, even from a young age.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
What is one of your favorite Bible verses and why?
Oh, heavens. I should have, looked ahead. There's one, well, right now, there's a verse that, stood out to me the other day that I had in quiet time that I just thought was, fitting, for just being in the time that we're in right now. I'm going to look it up quick. So, Steven, if you want to, or, here, no, I have it. It's Romans. It's in Romans.
Oh, it's funny, because mine is actually behind us.
There you go.
Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. It's always been one. Summit's middle name is Joshua. For a lot of reasons. I have a cousin named Joshua who passed away when he was 24, who made a huge impact on my life. Pastor Josh Shaldahl is a huge hero of mine. But yeah, God's really used this verse for us. In moving out here, we just knew God was kind of calling us and showing us, I'll be with you wherever you go. And so that's one of my favorites right now. I have lots of favorites, but that's definitely one.
Yeah. I think the one that's kind of stood out to me recently is, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance, and endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope will not lead to disappointment, for we know how dearly God loves us, because he has given us the Holy Spirit to fill our hearts with his love. And that just stood out to me because, in this time of being quarantined, that's a trial. This has been a challenge for so many people. And, this is a time where, too, we don't know how long this whole thing's going to go on.
Right.
And so it's our endurance is being tested. And I just think, at the end of this, for me, I was at the end of this, I really want my character to, have been grown through this. And, since quarantine life isn't necessarily new for me being a stay-at-home mom, in this time, too, I was since this is so different and, for everyone, I kind of was well, let's switch things up for me and, my daily life. And so we've kind of made, a goals list and, a to-do list to, try and, switch things up. And so in that, I've been very committed to, spending...
There, buddy.
Spending, as,
Correct.
there we go. Spending, whatever time that I can with Jesus each day, just getting some in and, physically, working out and, strengthening that part, strengthening my body, my spirit, and everything. So, yeah, it's been really good, and that verse really challenged me, and it's one of my favorites right now. Just really like it.
It's good.
Notice the pink socks.
Yeah, the pink socks. Second child. Okay, we'll do a couple more, I think. Okay. All right, let's go down to the bottom. Taylor, what is the most annoying thing that Steven does? This is actually a question for my parents.
Let's see.
For my dad. I should clarify. My mom didn't ask that.
The most annoying thing? Oh man, I'm trying to think. I'm on the spot.
Is there that many?
No, okay. I think right now the most annoying thing, especially with me being up in the middle of the night nursing Summit, when I look over or when I hear Steven snore while I'm up in the middle of the night,
I don't snore.
I have video proof. He denies it. And it drives me bonkers because he snores. Not terribly, but he snores, and I videotaped it. But when I'm up feeding Summit and I look over and Steven is just sawing these logs, I get furious. Not actually, but I'm just there was one morning I look at Steven and I go, Steven, I just got more and more mad at you as the minutes passed last night.
And I wasn't even awake for it. I can make her mad and annoy her even when I'm not awake.
And he's like, you can't be mad at me. And I'm like, well, you snore while I'm awake and you have useless nipples.
She says that all the time. And I would help if I could, but I can't in that regard.
Just like his dad. Yeah.
Useless nipples or he snores?
Both.
Both. Yeah, okay.
Male nipples equals useless.
Okay. Oh. Megan asked, can you demonstrate a choreographed dance for all of us followers? I don't think we can do a choreographed dance. We can do our handshake, though. We've had a handshake since we were dating. It's a baseball inspired.
See,
I
that was a
usually
home
swing.
run.
I usually swing the bat.
But we have a holding a baby.
We developed
so we
that when we were dating, and it's just kind of stuck. We do it every day before bed. Just kidding, we don't.
But yeah, no, that's our handshake. So that's our choreographed dance for you, Megan.
Yes, but this was our first quarantine coffee Satur-TAY special. We'll be back every Saturday. As we go, we'll keep answering questions, but we're gonna start having a little more fun with this too, in the sense of doing some newlywed games, getting some other people on here with us, and so come back on Saturday. Also, we're taking tomorrow off from quarantine coffee. We are what am I?
My nipples are pierced.
Remember, Carmen Glosser is not my mom. It's my dad commenting from her Instagram account. And his aren't either. Unless, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
Larry, eye roll. Love you guys. Man. David. Oh, so now my dad is on my mom's too. You guys
nice.
just need to get your own.
Yeah, just get your own
Come
accounts.
on.
But, yeah, what's it? Oh, yeah, okay. Quarantine coffee with friends. We'll be back on Monday. We're going to take Sundays off. Just have a day. No phones, just hanging out as a fam.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that, but I don't know who's on next week yet, but Wednesday is for sure Ryan Coster. So you're going to want to be back for
seriously. Ryan
Coster. I'm sure Ryan Ham will be back on again. He's the one who started this with me, so we're going to have some fun.
Awesome.
So join us again next week, next Saturday. We'll be back with this. So
alrighty.
Any parting words?
Chin up, charge the mountain.
If you were to give a toast right now, what would it be?
Yeah. I have a toast ready. Okay. All right, everyone. To trust falls. May we always fall in the arms of the ones we love. Cheers. To trust falls.
To trust falls. Oh,
all right.
Man.
Love everyone.
You guys. Thanks for watching.
Happy
we'll
Saturday.
See you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Now
that's
I gotta
the computer.
figure this out.
It says end up there.
Grandma.
Up on the top.
Oh.
and now, okay, no, slow down.